Could AISSA be the next player to end up in the SPFL? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. And again, here today to talk about Celtic. Why? Because it seems like they're almost the only team interested in making transfers. Anytime there's transfer speculation, anytime there is transfer news, it always seems to be Celtic and Ange Postecoglou that are making things happen. Like, what the fuck is wrong with the rest of the league? Do they not want to buy players? Are they content with the shit squads that they've got? We need something to happen. We need the rest of the league. We need Scottish football needs to improve. We need to see some big signings. And at the moment, we ain't seeing shit. But we might see LAIDOUNI come to Celtic, as he seems to be the next target for Ange Postecoglou. And you might be asking, who the hell is LAIDOUNI? Well, that is a good question. He's actually played against Celtic in the past. He's a current Ferencváros player, but he's a former Ferencváros player that's played against Celtic in their Champions League qualifiers. If you cannot remember, that game finished at Ferencváros 1, Celtic 0. Wasn't a good time for Ferencváros or Celtic. I mean, that entire season wasn't a good season for Celtic, so that was just like a year to forget. But I think they have forgot about it. Obviously, Ange is in there, and they're heading in the right direction, and they could be heading to sign the Tunisian World Cup star. The Ferencváros chief, Gabor Kubatov, has come out and he has admitted that he is open to selling his star man LAIDOUNI, and the Tunisian has also previously been linked to Celtic earlier in this month, before the World Cup or at the start of the World Cup. Either way, Celtic have wanted him at the start of the month, and it looks now that that has been green-lit, because now the Ferencváros chief has come out and said that he is willing to make a deal happen. He is open to selling him. So that essentially means, look, we're willing to part ways as long as you're willing to part ways with some serious amounts of cash. And what is that serious amounts of cash? Well, it appears that Ferencváros want 3.5 million. So will Celtic splash that cash? Will they pay up 3.5 million? I mean, it's not a huge amount. It's definitely a manageable amount. But normally when Celtic spends 3.5 million, they're spending that on a player that they expect to come in and probably go straight into the starting 11. Now, whether or not they would expect that from LAIDOUNI, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Celtic's midfield is kind of packed already. They have a lot of midfield options. You look at the midfield, and when everyone's fit, I think it's hard to see past McGregor, Hatate, and O'Reilly. I think that seems to be Ange's midfield trio. That seems to be the trio that he wants to go with when they're ready and available. And do I see LAIDOUNI coming in and breaking into that? I'm not too sure. But who knows? There's no guarantee that he will go to Celtic. He is also attracting interest from Wolfsburg. And the question has to be asked, if both Celtic and Wolfsburg come in, if they're both willing to pay the amount that Ferencváros want, then what seems the more attractive option? Where would he rather go? Would he rather go to Celtic in a team where he's going to be winning trophies and probably being in the Champions League now due to Scotland's coefficient? Or does he want to go to Wolfsburg? A team that, honestly, Wolfsburg are a mixed bag. I mean, if you see Wolfsburg at the top and competing in top 4, you won't be surprised in the Bundesliga. But at the same time, if you see them struggling and they're towards the bottom of the table, you also wouldn't be surprised. It is weird. Wolfsburg are like a yo-yo team over the past 10, 15, 20 years. Normally, they're a team you expect to be at the top of the Bundesliga, near the top at least, competing for the European spots. But, I mean, sometimes they'll have a good year, then the next year they won't have a good year. So it'll be interesting to see if he wants to come or not, but I'm not too sure. Does he fit into the Celtic team? Does he break into that starting 11 with McGregor, O'Reilly and Hatate in there? I don't really know. Plus, Celtic have already done quite a lot of business so far. Do they really want to go and spend even more money on another player that might only be good enough to warm the bench? I'm not entirely sure, but if we look at LAIDOUNI's stats, he has 191 appearances in his total career with 19 goals. Obviously, last 3 seasons, he has spent at Ferencváros. He's made one appearance so far in this current campaign in the league. So I don't know if he's been injured, but why has he only made one appearance in the league after making 27 in 2021, 22 and 27 in 2020-21? So it's a bit strange that he's went from making a bunch of appearances to no appearances, unless of course the Hungarian league literally just starts in December. Then I guess that is a reason for that, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to assume that he has been injured. And as for Tunisia, he's got a number. I think he's got like 20 odd caps as well for his national team, which is pretty good. 27 caps with 1 goal to be exact. Look, he looks a good player. I mean, if you're a Tunisian international, then you have to be half decent, because Tunisia are a pretty decent side. You know, I'd argue they're one of the better African teams. So yeah, I mean, this guy is probably a good player, but I just don't know if I think Celtic. Plus, he was born in France. I don't think that has any relevance to the video, but he was born in France. If anyone cares, I just think Celtic could spend 3.5 million in other areas. I think that money could be better placed somewhere else. I mean, you look at options. Celtic are talking about maybe buying a striker, trying to get a more clinical striker. Maybe you put 3.5 million towards that. You know, if you're willing to spend 5 million on a striker, maybe you push this 3.5 onto that, and then you're almost at 10, you know, and then maybe you can try and get a slightly better striker than you initially hoped for. I don't know if this guy is a good signing for Celtic. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, but would I be surprised if it happens? No, because Celtic have shown so far that they will come out and they will make deals early. Ange has always done that. I guess his whole motto is to never stop, and it appears like that's just not on the pitch. It looks like that is also regarding things off the pitch, and especially when it comes to transfers, because they've been getting deals done early, and who knows, this could be another deal that they get before January completed. So we'll see, guys. We will see. But let me know your thoughts down below. Are you interested in Celtic signing AISSA LAIDOUNI for 3.5 million? Do you think it would be a good deal? Do you think it would be worth it? Or is there other areas of the pitch you want to see Celtic improve on? I think of other areas, I think they could do another goalkeeper, or at least give Seagrass a chance. I don't rate Joe Hartman, I really, really don't. I think left back, right back, they're fixed for centre back positions. Depends when you see how good Kobayashi is, but looks like he'll do alright. Midfield, I think they're more than good enough. The wings are good enough, and I do like Kyogo, and I think Giamakis is alright too, but maybe they could do a more clinical striker to take their chances, especially in Europe. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think centre midfield's top priority, but it might be a good signing nonetheless. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, it's been Fog Football. Thanks for watching, and peace.